contractors out there, man. If you're not running food, fuel, and energy, or electrical equipment to keep this power line going, bro, get out of those contracts. They're gonna get shut down. Get out.
A lot of people be asking me, does it gonna get fixed? Is it gonna get better? I have no fucking clue what is gonna happen because day by day it's getting worse and worse. I have no clue. I haven't seen trucking industry like this in the past 10 years.
Trucking has completely went flat bottom, man. I can honestly tell you these past 3 weeks, it's getting bad.
Trucking in the United States is getting ready to suffer. And truckers who depend on those shipments for their jobs are going to be unemployed.
Belt tightening because of President Trump's tariffs, with hard-hit truckers taking another blow. Layoffs are beginning in the trucking industry as American ports are seeing a big drop in cargo ship arrivals, meaning less to haul across our country.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode. I really do appreciate your love and support on this channel. So on our today's episode, we are looking at truckers. A good number of truck drivers actually supported a Republican. They voted for Trump, and because they believe that with their new administration and with all the policies they have, they were gonna actually help save truckers and make their work easier. But now they're online crying and saying that they feel betrayed because things are not actually working out for them as they expected. There is a few things that's actually being required of them. Number one being English proficiency mandate, which is Act 604. And if you're not, and they have to take tests, which if you fail this test, they have to pay $500 and with repeated offenses. It's crazy, guys. And I have some videos for you that I've gathered. And not forgetting that a good number of truck drivers actually voted for this new administration. And now they are regretting for this decision that they made. But let's watch these videos together, guys. Every clip and every stitch that you'll be seeing on our today's episode, credits belongs to the original creators of these videos that you're seeing on your screens. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, my good name is Gracie D. Kindly consider subscribing to this channel, give this video a like, and let me know what your thoughts are on the comments section. So let's just dive right ahead and we'll come back with more commentary.
You know the worst thing you could do in trucking is not read the signs. I'm not talking about that open DOT sign. I'm not talking about the stop sign. I'm talking about the trucking recession sign, okay? Trucking is actually is in the toilet. It's a bloodbath right now, all right? And for anyone who thought that Trump was just going to come in and magically just make things popping again, nah, not again. Not right now, not for a little bit, all right? Especially with these tariffs. It only can get worse. It only can get worse.
Someone said if you really want to know what's going on, listen to the truckers. So I searched and I found hundreds and hundreds of those videos. 75% of truckers voted for Donald Trump. I don't want to say you're entering your fuck around and find out phase, but it's like that's exactly what's happening. You are getting exactly what you voted for. You guys are getting laid off. You're not having jobs to fulfill because the shipment yard is empty. Companies are canceling their shipments because of Donald Trump's tariffs. Blanket tariffs. Something he said his whole entire election cycle that he was going to do. Something that we screamed from the mountaintops was a horrendous idea. And yet here we are. You guys are losing your jobs and struggling to feed your families. And our prices at the stores, all of our prices at the stores, are going to go up. Donald Trump's America, man.
Where are my truckers at? Where you got truckers? I feel like you got a little case of the FAFOs right now. I mean, it seems like what I've been seeing on this app is a lot of you guys are not getting loads. You're not able to pick up anything because nothing's coming into the port. And that's a problem for you guys because a lot of you guys are your own contractors and own your own trucks, right? Is that true? Correct me if I'm wrong here, but if you don't pick up a load, you don't make any money. And now I definitely feel for the ones that voted for Kamala Harris, but I got a feeling a large percentage of you guys voted for Donald Trump. Y'all loved it when he said truck drivers have to speak English. How about when he said you're not going to get paid? Do you guys love that? Because you guys really fucked around and you guys are finding out, and that's great because truck drivers have their pulse on this nation and they can predict a lot of things in terms of what's going to happen with supply line and how store shelves are going to look, and it's looking more and more like the shelves are going to be empty. We're going to start having some shortages on some things because truckers are not picking up things at ports. I know there'll be some in here saying, I've been busier than ever doing that. That's whatever. truth, lie, whatever. The majority of you guys I know are not picking up what you used to be. You're having half-empty trucks, and it's because you voted for a dumbass son of a bitch. And this is what you get. This is the bed you made. Now you have to lie in it, and we're all gonna suffer because you guys decided to make bad decisions. So truck drivers, let's hear from you. What do you think about Donald Trump now? What do you think about now that he's cutting off your paychecks because you can't deliver the load you need to? You still support him? Bet you do. Tell me why.
Sitting next to a bunch of truck chassis because they're parked and they're not in use. And look on the other side there. They're stacked up. And in this truck yard alone, there are about 100 chassis stacked up because they don't need them. They're typically out on the roadways. Like everyone else along America's massive supply chain, truckers expect things to go from bad to worse.
This yard costs us money, this equipment costs us money, our chassis costs us money, our employees cost us money, electricity costs us money, right? So after 6 months, I would say we would be in pretty dire situations. And that's just us. And there's hundreds of companies like us who would probably be in this, most likely be in the same situation, if not worse.
Does anybody remember last week I said Trump was going to tank the trucking industry? And I was right. I have seen video after video after video of truckers on here boo-hoo crying, real tears, because now they're not getting any loads unless they're hauling food or fuel or maybe, you know, like power lines for electrical equipment or something for down power lines. They're not making any goddamn money right now. But it's not like Trump didn't tell him that during his campaign. He said he was going to impose those tariffs, and still 75% of truckers voted for Donald Trump. So right now they're in fuck around and find out phase. And I'm sure some Weisenheimer's going to get on here and say, well, it's going to affect us all. I'm sure it will. But when I roll over at night and wipe the slobber off the side of my motherfucking face, I remember that when I went in the booth, I clicked the lever for Kamala Harris. I didn't vote against my own goddamn interests. Now those truckers better get on here and keep crying those goddamn boohoo tears and maybe drum up enough views to pay their goddamn mortgage this month. Because their sympathy is only going to run out, or our interest in their goddamn sob stories is only going to last 3 to 5 business motherfucking days, and we'll be on to the next fuck around and find out story. Now run the fuck along, you stupid motherfuckers that voted for Trump. Toodaloo.
It's time to speak up. Have you heard the phrase tariff trucking apocalypse yet? Because it's not just a dramatic headline. It's happening right now. Container imports to the United States just dropped 64% in a single month. You heard that right. And this time it's not from a global pandemic. It's policy induced. New tariffs, especially on goods that come from China, have created shockwaves. Importers are pulling back cargo ships. They're just not coming. They're not coming to land in our ports. And port traffic is slowing to a crawl. Guess who suffers? Port workers with fewer shifts, truckers with no containers to haul, warehouse employees who are having shifts cut, rail freight workers who have nothing to load, and small business drivers who are drowning in the debt from rigs they can't keep busy. During COVID, we saw reduced numbers of cargo ships coming to our ports. But in April of this year, we had more ships abandon our ports than we did at the height of COVID. And what's worse, this time, the pain to the American economy, it's deliberate. We're bleeding jobs and calling it patriotism. And while politicians brag on being tough about countries who are unfair to us in trade, Americans are the ones paying the price. At the pump, at the grocery store, and with the pink slips. And if you care about working class families, truckers, food prices, you need to care about tariffs, because the shipping slowdown isn't just global, it's local, and it's already here. Go love your neighbor.
Another worst week for the trucking industry. I'm actually sitting in Seattle, Washington right now without a load. I don't have no load right now. I dropped my load 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's already 1 o'clock that I'm sitting here waiting for the load. A lot of people been asking me, does it gonna get fixed? Is it gonna get better? I have no fucking clue what is gonna happen, because day by day it's getting worse and worse. I have no clue. I haven't seen trucking industry like this in the past 10 years. This is the worst year for the trucking industry. Worst year. And when I came to the truck stop, I reserved a shower. There were 23 people in front of me in the line. 23 people. It's been 4 hours I'm waiting for the shower, and they still 3 people ahead of me. Still. So you can imagine that how many people are sitting at this truck stop without a load. All the truck drivers, we have nothing else to do besides taking shower all day. Pray for everybody. Stay safe on the road.
Here's Joe from Georgia. Trucking in the United States is getting ready to suffer. And truckers who depend on those shipments for their jobs are going to be unemployed. Especially if you're operating on the west coast of America. Because all those shipments that go to China that aren't going to happen because of the tariffs, those shippings go to California ports. Well, in May of 2020, during COVID, there was 50 blank sailings in California going to China. That means canceled sailings where full ships would go to China. Now, 50 in 2020 in COVID. This past month, and the beginning of April, there's been 80 already. And someone said it. This is going to make COVID look like good times.
Yeah, so that is what's happening, guys, and I'm actually happy that, you know, when people actually have interest in voting in presidential and are looking forward to make a change in a country, that is good, because a good number, a poll was conducted in 2024, indicated that 90% of truck drivers planned to vote in the presidential election, reflecting a high level of political engagement within the trucking community. That was good, and it's always good for people to show up and vote. You know, casting your vote is, you know, raising a voice for a change without even having you to be out there and speaking. But that vote of yours speaks a lot and can actually change your life in so many ways. But the problem with these truckers is that they actually went on ahead and voted against their own self-best interest. Now, all the policies that are affecting people out there with the new administration, truckers feel betrayed with what's happening with the new administration. I went on ahead and looked on how truckers actually voted and those that voted Republican and Democrat. Although there is no exact number of how many truckers voted for Trump, there has been a strong support from owner-operators. Polling by Overdrive, a publication catering to owner-operator truckers, revealed that approximately 75% of its readers supported Trump in 2024, mirroring levels seen in the 2020 election. So yeah, and this is why people are like saying MAGA truck drivers are now actually finding out after they all, you know, effed around. So there is a Teamster Union members' preferences. The International Brotherhood of Teamsters, a major union representing truck drivers and other workers, chose not to endorse a presidential candidate in 2024. However, an internal poll showed that 60% of its members favored Trump, while 34% supported Kamala Harris. I'm sorry for this that are actually facing this or maybe suffering from what's happening with everything and the new administration. So the reason as to why most of them, or these 60% that actually voted like this, is because there were industry concerns influencing support as to why these 60% chose to vote the way they voted. Many in the trucking industry expressed concerns over potential regulations under a Harris administration, such as mandates for electric trucks and increased operation costs. These concerns contributed to a preference for Trump's policies, which were perceived as more favorable to small businesses and less regulatory. And now all these policies that you voted for are the ones that are actually making you go through what you're going through. Although there is no specific or the exact number or available data, and industry sentiment indicate that a significant majority of truck drivers supported Donald Trump in 2024. election. And now they're on here, with everything that they are going. They have, like, now the new administration has put a must that they have to be English proficiency. That is one of the requirements that's needed. A significant source of discontent is the recent enactment of Act 604, which mandates all U.S. truck drivers demonstrate English proficiency. This law, signed by President Donald Trump, requires drivers to pass tests assessing their ability to converse with the public, comprehend highway signs, and respond to official inquiries and accurately complete reports. Non-compliance can result in fines starting at $500, escalating to $1,000 for repeat offenses. While some argue that it's a safety measure, critics contend it could lead to job losses to truck drivers and shortages in truck drivers, particularly affecting non-native English speakers. But I mean, 60% voted for this, so that 34% have to go through this that they actually didn't vote for. So with this and everything that's happening, many truckers feel the law unfairly targets immigrant drivers and doesn't improve actual road safety. Regulatory burdens. Despite Trump's reputation for deregulation, some truckers feel his new policies contradict the image the English mandate and paperwork testing and potential discrimination. So some feeling that this is some sort of discrimination against native truck drivers and some immigrants that actually truck drivers. Some fear more red tape and surprise regulatory changes under a second Trump term, despite promises to ease federal oversight. So some truckers also are complaining about unmet expectations because many of them supported Trump's expecting lower fuel prices, reduced insurance costs, protection against lawsuits. And this is not happening because with everything that's happening and they're on here complaining after voting the way they voted, now they're facing this. And some people would actually lose their jobs because of this. For those of you that actually voted for this and you know you're not good in English, you know that you cannot read and write in English, you are in a hot soup because you have to get ready. It's either you have to start learning to write and speak in English, or you have to just get ready to lose your job or paying these fines each now and then. There's also some labor concerns, and they're saying although Trump has strong backing from many blue-collar workers, union-affiliated drivers worry the administration won't protect labor rights. I mean, they clearly are not, so they are not just worrying for no reason. They just have to know that it's already happening and no one is coming to protect them. One thing that this American election has actually taught me, and that most of you should learn from, is that each and every time that you plan to go and cast your vote out there, don't just look at the policies that are actually favoring you or the policies that you like. Look at the policies that have everything to do with the whole country. The policies that might be there to affect other people will also come to affect you directly or indirectly. As to what has been happening with the new administration, so many people are going through a lot that they didn't expect that this would actually be harming them in any way. And it's always good, don't vote from hate and racism. Vote because you want a better country. Don't vote because you're like, we want to make America great again. Great again for who? Don't vote because you're just looking forward to make the country great just for yourself, but making the country great for each and every other American citizen. I don't know what your thoughts are on the comment section, guys. I'd really love to know what's your take on this. Thank you so much for watching up to this part, and until the next episode, bye.